Diabolical things I want in a man. Number 1, height. My man's gotta be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3". Both of them. And they were jacked. And they looked really good. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So, unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up. Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built. I need you fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it. Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap. Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible. That's why I will never date a guy who works in corporate. What is your 100K salary cap gonna do for me? The max you'll ever be able to get to is 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you in a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations. So will you, if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that. Number 4, whenever we travel, he's got to be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not sitting in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really gonna help. And number 5, he's got to have a really nice watch. I'm not really impressed when I hear somebody has a Rolex anymore because those can be really cheap. I would much prefer if you had an AP or a Patek and maybe multiple of them. The Rolex can be your day watch and it still better be 50K plus.
I want, me, mine, now.
Well, I want a nicely sized refrigerator box filled to the brim with solid gold bullion. So what exactly is your point? You're comparing this imaginary man to your ex's and already laying claim to his money as if it already belongs to you. He also needs to be hot and own a lot of expensive watches, and you're pretty much telling this guy that he might as well flush his money down the friggin' toilet. And the best part is that none of this will make you happy. You'll be miserable even if the guy agrees to your unreasonable terms, and even then, that guy probably has suffered multiple closed head injuries. I mean, that's the only logical way I could ever consider a rich dude reducing himself to settle for someone like you. Now, you can have all the demands that you want, it's your right, but those dudes you want have standards, and they're looking for something a tad bit more substantial than an empty husk of a woman who spends other people's money because she has no other redeemable personality traits. So my suggestion to you is to get a job and stop leeching off of dudes who want nothing to do with you, woman. Because those rich dudes, yeah, they're not spending a dime on you, sister.
We do have this money.
So I joined a dating app for about 24 hours. And you know why a 32-year-old woman would join a dating app?
No, and I don't care.
Believe it or not, it's not for you to waste my time. So I'm not even joking you, 90% of them, this is how they slide. You probably already know what I'm gonna say. Hey, you got Snap? I'm about to snap. About to snap on you, Robert. Because why do you even have a Snap? Let alone that's what you're gonna ask me? How about, can I ask you about you, or can I take you to dinner? What do you do for fun? What are you looking for?
You serious?
Well, what in the hell were you expecting, woman? The dudes who would have taken you out to dinner have checked out a long-ass time ago. They're not wasting their time on the apps because they have a plague of insufferable broads and entitled fat chicks. The only men who are on these apps are the simps that you'll ignore, the scammers that you'll gladly pay, and the players who are just looking for some alone time with a sloppy skunk chamber of tainted chowder. And these guys not only know how to play the game, but they play it as efficiently as possible. By asking for your Snap, they're letting you know that they're merely on the hunt for some poontang and they don't care about your interests or your preferences for overcooked food. Hell, you should consider yourself even lucky that the dude asks for your name. Half the time, they don't even bother asking, because that's how he operates. And you should be counting your blessings that despite your average look and emotionally dead face, you're still getting play when the average dude maybe makes one match a year, and that's if he's lucky. So count your blessings, woman. They're dwindling faster by the day.
I know it, your family knows it, dogs know it.
I truly never thought that I would be saying this, but recently I've really been wanting to be in my soft girl era. But the problem with this is that every man ever is also in their soft girl era. And it's like, someone has to be the man here. And I've been wearing the pants. I don't want to wear the pants anymore. I want to take the pants off. Take them off me. Release me from this, please. That's all. Thank you.
Now,
Well, I hate to break it to you, sister, but if you want the soft life, then you have to be a soft woman. And we're not in our soft guy era. We're too busy crowning ourselves as kings, and our court is reserved for only the best of women and the most badass of knights. You don't strike me as the type of woman who'd fare too well over at Skeeter's house as we reenact the Battle of the Trident with foam swords and axes. I mean, we're all taking our turns doing our best Bobby B impression as we earn our titles in the most awesome way possible. Just ask the dudes down in the comments section. They got some awesome knightly titles. I personally was dubbed Sir Lock the Kneecapper thanks to my surgical precision with a Nerf Warhammer. And after we're done, we feast and celebrate with our tankards and sing rowdy songs about fighting and decked out El Caminos. And even though we may get up to some crazy antics, we're not crazy enough to take off your pants, sweetheart. The stench alone is enough to make most of us run to the hills for some fresh air.
Do not go in there. Woo!
This summer, I'm a freak in the streets, single in the sheets. I'll put my tongue down anyone's throat in the middle of the sidewalk as long as there's like a second of chemistry there. I will then go home and watch Love Island alone so I can make commentary on other people's decisions in their love lives while they're putting themselves out there while I am within in my sheets alone. Unless you want to come watch Love Island with me, in which case, so long as you're one of the 1.5 people I'm thinking about, you can do that. But for everyone else, sidewalk.
And that's sexual harassment.
Woman, what you are describing is literally sexual assault. You want to go up to men and shove your tongue down their throats without their consent. Now, we all know that you're not going to do this. You talk a big game, but you know just as much as we all do that none of us are willing to deal with that xenomorph appendage you got inside your mouth hole. We know exactly where that thing has been, and we're not willing to accept your parasites. The risk of having our chest bursting out is just far too high. You only say this because your life consists of bitter judgment towards men and reality television as you vicariously imagine yourself being on one of those shows and getting a chance to get with an impossibly hot guy, but that's not gonna happen. There isn't a reality casting director who's going to look at your face and think that it's going to sell subscription to other painfully average and desperately single women. It's just not in the cards for you, sweetheart, so you should stop acting like it.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
No, because what the f is up with Hinge? I have been celibate for over a year. So your girl has needs. I'm like dying. I'm just looking for anything that breathes at this point. I'm with Hinge. I also just moved to a new city thinking like, who's gonna clean out these cobwebs? Oh, no one. Why are these men out here shapeshifting? Their face, their first picture, I'm like, oh yeah, like they're not bad. Like, they're not like my type, but like anyone's my type now because I need something. So then I scroll, they're full on shape-shifting. These men are out here shape-shifting. How is your face completely changing? All your features are different. Why do we talk about women catfishing? These men are shapeshifters.
That's not my problem. It's yours.
Oh, trust me, sister, it's not the dating app's fault that you can't get a guy, nor is it the city where you're living. I mean, let's just think about this for a second. You could go to a bar or a club or whatever and drunkenly find a guy who's willing to pork you just so long as the lights are off and the windows are thoroughly covered. In the morning, he'll give you a 6-digit phone number to a closed-down donut shop in Paramus, New Jersey, and they'll never see you again, and that is the absolute best you could ever hope for. But the best part is that even those dudes are looking at you and coming to the conclusion, the rather logical conclusion, that you're not even worth that much effort. They take one look at you and realize there are fish in the sea that are less stinky and it will allow him to preserve even more of his dignity. You're in a mess of your own making, sweetheart, and thus the cobwebs around your nether regions will grow thicker and thicker to the point where the flies won't even go near it because doing so would mean a very slow and painful death.
Number 2, I'm 5'11" with shoot guns, so 5'10". Like I'm a tall girl. So I set my preferences to 6'1", I think, and above. Crickets. Not one hot guy. I'm like fucking A. I said, we're probably just gonna be laying down. That's just what my need is right now. So I'll remove the height filter. All of these short kings have face cards. How come when you're short, your face is hot, when you're tall, it's not?
Whoa, that is some deep dish racism, motherfucker.
I'm confused. I thought that my celibacy journey would end as soon as I got Hinge. No. At this point, I don't know if it will ever end. I'm not really having a great day.
Oh, poor you.
You know, this kind of stuff will never cease to fascinate me. Here we have a modern woman who's dried to the point where she literally said she'll take any dude with a pulse, and then immediately turns around and says that man with a pulse must also be over 6 feet tall and attractive. So she's created a world for herself where those are the only dudes that exist, and everyone else is either invisible or somehow the scum of the earth. You claim to be desperate, but you still insist on clinging on to the standards that have created the endless dry spell in the first place. You've pretty much spent the last decade shooting yourself in the foot, and then you're furious with us for the fact that you have a massive stump where your foot used to be. And that's not our fault. We're not the ones who told you to pass yourself around like a bag of marshmallows at a stoner's bonfire. You insisted on doing that all on your lonesome despite the warnings, and it's got to the point where you're going to hate that worn-out battery-operated device you keep in your nightstand more than you hate us, and that's freaking terrifying.
You know, something about that is just downright unsettling.
I will die on this hill. Whenever I meet men, and I used to say 30, I'll just say 35 plus now because your guys' frontal lobes do develop a lot later than ours, and our generation is different, right? But when I see men that are, you know, you could say conventionally attractive, right? And they're 35 plus, and they have had quite the roster of beautiful women, and I'm meaning like a lot of women, and they're still not fulfilled, or they're still like, oh, I want to have fun, or it's always the girl, it's always the woman, it's never them kind of thing. I'm sorry, you're either gay and you're shooting for the wrong team and you don't want to admit it, because at this point, how has no woman in your 35 years of life fulfilled you enough and it's always them? Or B, you're the problem. Love you.
Times like this, I just don't want to be a faggot.
Well, hold on a second there, sister. I thought calling a man gay as a negative was a sign of the ignorant racisms or whatever. So why are you allowed to hurl it as an insult? I thought you were supposed to be the loving and tolerant type. I mean, if a dude's in his 30s and he's worked his ass off to get to the point where women want him, then why shouldn't he be able to enjoy the spoils of his hard-earned victories? Dudes with rosters aren't looking for relationships anyway, and you should know this because you clearly had one in your 20s before your frontal lobe was fully developed. And the dudes with the crazy exes, I mean, lady, have you seen the insanity on TikTok? We have women who will get furious with men for rejecting them, that they'll threaten violence, police intervention, or trying to shame the guy as payback for not settling for a woman that's a full-on psycho. It doesn't make him gay, it just makes him cautious. And you're living proof why that man should be cautious. You're just butthurt that the dudes that you want aren't willing to lower their standards to be with you. The nose ring is a dead giveaway. I mean, sure, you might get a pump and dump every once in a while, but that's all you're gonna get. And honestly, you should be thanking your lucky stars that you're even getting that much attention.
You're welcome. Hey, you're welcome. Hey, don't mention it. Use that freedom in any way you like.
I don't always make good decisions with money. I bought a $500 cat. And I don't know if you guys know this, but cats are free if you're patient. I grew up in the country. Sometimes they would just show up and we didn't know how to get rid of them. But now I have this $500 cat in my house and I feel like she doesn't even like me. She's a designer cat, that's why she was so much. She's a monkskin. I haven't asked her if that word is offensive. Is that offensive? Do you prefer like little cat? Or... But I feel like she doesn't even appreciate me. I feel like she knows she's better than me. You know, like she doesn't even feel like she is supposed to live in this house. Like she's waiting for her rich family to come get her someday. Like when she messes up my furniture, it feels like it's not even in a normal cat way. It's in a vindictive way where she's scratching it and she's like, I know you got this at Value City Furniture, you poor bitch. I know. So if anyone like that's super rich wants to come adopt this cat, I think she'd probably be better with you.
Do you please maybe help?
No way! This is your dishwashing liquid! You soak in it!
Hey, good news, gentlemen and gents. I finally got the old interocitor back from the shop, and it's already starting to read the mind of this cat. You gotta listen in on this. I am Munchkin McCute Muffins. This woman disgusts me. Your souls are mine to claim for the nourishment, and this woman has not a soul worthy of my conquest. As retribution, I will wait until the moment where I can crawl inside her head and consume my way out. Look into my eyes. You know my words to be true. Your days on this planet are numbered. Offer me treats, laser pointer toys, and a clean place with which to dispose of my excrement, and I will deem you worthy to keep as my pet. But know this, when the feast of the modern woman has reached its ultimate conclusion, we will begin our conquest anew, and not a single soul will be spared. Rest easy now, for the day of reckoning is at hand. You will all bow down before me as I destroy your glassware and ruin your cheaply constructed furniture. For the days of you and your kind are numbered, and it will spell your doom. Heed the words of your God Emperor. You are powerless to my wrath.
So I did this little experiment where instead of telling men how I want to be treated, how I expect to be treated, what my standards are, I just let them show up how they naturally are. Because in my mind, I said, well, if I just give him the blueprint, he's going to do that to get me. And then at some point, he's going to get comfortable and go back to like his normal. And if his normal doesn't meet my needs, and every time he gets comfortable in the relationship, we're going to fight. And I don't want that to happen. So how about you just like be yourself and I'll see if I like it. Turns out it's never enough for me. And then I started thinking, when you get a Lamborghini or you get a Louis Vuitton, when you get something nice, high end and luxury, right? Which, let's be honest, guys, I've really taken care of myself, okay? It comes with a user care manual.
Woman, you are most certainly not a high-end luxury item. I mean, you're closer to those crappy knockoffs that dudes used to sell from the insides of their trench coats at tourist traps, and they're such obvious forgeries that even if you paid a nickel, you're still getting ripped off. I mean, just because you feel like you're a Lamborghini doesn't make it so. You're closer to a Ford Pinto where we're always going to be terrified of what happens when something slightly taps your rear bumper. And I don't know what's wrong with me because I am never this nice to modern women. And even if you did come with an owner's manual, we're not reading it. Much like you, it's too thick, it's full of information we don't really want, and it belongs in either a glove box or a junk drawer, never to be seen again. You know what? I'm going to take that one back, because at least the owner's manuals that come into our lives actually provide useful information when we need to get stuff done, unlike your manual, which is a whopping 392 pages of sentences, all of which start with the words, "I want."
Guys, I think one of the problems is I tend to attract guys that have never had a baddie before. Probably because I'm a new baddie. Sorry. I don't know how the rules work. I don't really know how to do this. I just started looking like this. I don't really know how to act yet. I'm still a little weird, okay? But I guess I need to come with, should I do it like a PDF format or like a presentation? Hi, welcome to Dating Amy. Here are the standards. Let me know.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Woman, if you try to provide a corporate-style presentation on your standards, it's going to be treated the same way most dudes treat a corporate seminar. They're going to sit around, not pay attention, and imagine what it would be like to pilot an A-10 Warthog while trying to save the president from the ninjas that kidnapped him until they can use their passes to get 2 free drinks at the after-seminar meet and greet. And that's if they decide to attend the seminar at all. Now, I personally think you should absolutely spend the time and energy to create a PDF that lists out all of your demands. Spend extra time on the fonts and the words that you want to use and make sure it's publicly available to every single self-respecting man on the planet. I am not kidding here, woman. I mean, not only would that user manual be a laugh riot, but it'll also give you something to do, because let's face it, it's not like you got anything better to do with all that time you got on your hands. And of course, you know we gotta shine some recognition on the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon for their continued support of the channel. These are the types of folks who will always have room in the cooler for the frosty beverages of your choice as we play a nightly game of golf with baseball bats, which is the only way to play that particular sport. All hail! If you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content you're not going to find on YouTube. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.